Hello everyone, welcome to Students Point. This is 15th of May and today we will see 9 selected questions. Each question has the highest probability of being asked in any government examinations. And in these questions we will see today two important reports. The first one is about Global Forest Assessment Report, and then we will see Energy Assessment Report and many other facts including details on conflict between Israel and Palestine, about Oslo Accord and drugs which are used for treatment of different diseases. So be attentive, be focused till the end. Here is a question for the day. You have to answer this question in the comment section. The question is Sohrai Khovar painting is practiced in which state? These are the options. Read the options very carefully and then answer this question. Let's begin now. And to get PDF of all these videos, you have to follow me on Telegram by joining me by writing Students Point 2020 without space. Just write in small letters Students Point 2020. You will be referred to the channel and thereon you will receive all the PDFs. So let's begin. The first question, Oslo Peace Accords refers to agreements between. So this Oslo Peace Accords refers to agreements between Israel and Palestine. So here C is the right answer. And it was in news because recently US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo met Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to discuss the Israel's plans to annex parts of West Bank. So where does this area West Bank lies? See, it lies in the Middle Eastern part of the world. Here it lies West Bank, and it was acquired by Israel in the war of 1967. And Palestine, which is not a member of United Nations as of now, expects this area to be part of its prospected country when it will get the status of national or nation state. And this is a part of Jerusalem which again has been acquired by Israel, and this is the area of Gaza Strip. Thereafter, after the Gaza Strip, the area of African continent starts, and here the Egypt, which is an African country, begins. So all these areas were acquired by Israel in the war of 1967. So it was the war of 1967, which is also called as Middle Eastern War or Six-Day War, or also referred to as Third Arab-Israeli War, wherein Israel captured not only the area of West Bank but also eastern Jerusalem and Gaza Strip. And thereafter it has been since then under the control of Israel. Now understand the politics behind US move to support Israel decision to acquire this area of West Bank, and that too unilaterally. See, the presidential elections are due in the month of November in this very year 2020. So President Trump is supporting this move of Israel to capture the area of West Bank to garner the support of people who have faith in Christianity, as people who have faith in Christianity as well as Jewish community are in a stronger and politically very stronger in United States of America. So by supporting Israel to acquire the area of West Bank, which they consider that the land has been given by the God to Jews, and there is also a holy site of Jews as well as Christianity and the faith of Islam. And for this reason, US President Trump wants to support Israel's decision to acquire the area of West Bank unilaterally, so that the support of Christianity as well as Jews can be gained to US President Trump during the elections of November. And what is the stand of India on this issue? See, India was one among few countries which recognized Israel as a country in 1950. But India was also the first non-Arab country to recognize Palestine Liberation Organization, in short called as PLO, as the sole representative of the Palestinians. And India has also one of the first countries to recognize the statehood of Palestine in the year of 1988. However, since the formation of the Bharatiya Janata Party or the government of Bharatiya Janata Party after 2014, there has been change in the stance of government, and government has dehyphenated the relations between Palestine and Israel. Many times and on several instances in the United Nations, Government of India has either abstained from voting against Israel on the issue of Israel and Palestine conflict, or India has not voted against Israel, which is a change in stance from previous positions, as earlier India strongly supported PLO, that is Palestinian Liberation Organization. However, India still maintains that India still is of the opinion of two-way process, that too peacefully they should talk, and India supports the formation of Palestinian state. However, there is change in practice in recent times. Next question now. The drainage area of river Nila includes, so river Nila drains Kerala as well as Tamil Nadu. So here both A and C will be the right answer. And river Nila is also known as Bharat Puja and Ponani. Amravati Puja, originating from Tirumati hills of Annamalis in Tamil Nadu, joins this Kalapati Puja at Parali in Palakkad district, and then it forms the Bharat Puja. So remember that the Amravati Puja and this river Kalapati Puja, these two rivers joins to form this Bharat Puja or Nila river. Why this Nila river was in news? Because recently Ministry of Tourism has organized a webinar which is called as Exploring the River Nila as a part of Dekho Apna Desh webinar series. Next question now. Lopinavir, ritonavir drugs are known to treat patients of, so this Lopinavir, ritonavir drugs are known to treat patients of HIV infections. So here C is the right answer. And recently WHO when has launched 4 mega trials to test the efficacy and accuracy of 4 treatments. This includes hydroxychloroquine, remdesivir, lopinavir and ritonavir, then lopinavir and ritonavir along with interferon. And in it, Indian Council of Medical Research has also participated in this global solidarity trial of COVID-19. So let's see these drugs and why these drugs are useful in which diseases. So hydroxychloroquine are used in the treatment of malaria patients, while remdesivir, though not approved by any countries at all, but remdesivir has been manufactured to treat patients suffering from Ebola virus. And lopinavir, ritonavir, we have seen that it is useful in treatment of patients suffering from HIV infections. Next question now, very important. Consider the following statements about force majeure. See, force majeure situation refers to extraordinary events and circumstances which are beyond the human control. This statement is correct. This situation includes circumstances which are either of natural calamity or act of God, and it refers to clause that is included in contracts to remove the liability for natural and unavoidable catastrophes that interrupt and restrict the participants from fulfilling the obligations. See, whenever a company takes some responsibility to or to complete a project, there is a contract there, and that contract is called as force majeure. Under this contract, whenever there is any extraordinary or any situation which is beyond the control of human or natural calamity or any act of God, let's say earthquake or tsunami, occurs and it interrupts that company to complete its project by time, then that company can use this clause force majeure to get some time and release some of its liability so that it can fulfill the losses which is occurred due to unnatural or natural calamities. So here C is the right answer since both of the statements are correct. And this force majeure is a French term that literally means greater force. And recently this term was in news because Finance Minister has informed the deadline for completion of projects that will be extended by up to 6 months, treating the coronavirus outbreak as an event of force majeure under the reality law of RERA. So this will provide a huge relief to business in real estates. Next question now, Global Forest Resources Assessment Report 2020 is released by, so this report has been released by FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization. This report was first time released in the year of 1948, and since then it has been released every 5 years. So remember that this report is released every 5 years, And this report found that around 178 million hectares of forest is lost in the last 30 years. However, the rate at which the report or the forest are being destroyed has reduced. For instance, in the last 5 years, the forest reduced has been only 10 million hectares, and earlier it used to be around 12 to 13 million hectares. And Africa has the largest decline of forest of all the continents, followed by South America, while Europe and Asia has the least forest losses. And the largest proportion of forest that currently contributes on earth is the tropical forest, as tropical area acquires almost 40% of the total earth, and this tropical forest accounts for 45% of the total forest on the earth. And these tropical forests are followed by boreal forest, temperate forest, and subtropical forests. And next test will be organized again on Monday, and the question will be asked from 11th of May till 17th of May. So again, everyone be prepared for it. While those who have not taken the last test, we have organized that test on Monday, and the question have been asked from 1st of May till 10th of May. 4th of May till 10th of May. And many of you have performed very well. Some of you even have scored total marks, and some of you needs improvement, while those who have not taken, I will emphasize and insist them that please take that test. It is going to help you a lot in your examinations. So let's begin, or let's move ahead now. Consider the following statements about direct seeding of rice. See, in this there is no nursery preparation or transplantation. The seeds are instead directly drilled into the field by a tractor powered machine. This statement is correct. See, what is the general practice? Generally, farmers do nursery in which the seeds of paddy are sown, and when these seeds are grown into little plants, these plants are then uprooted and transplanted to different area or on a larger area. But here in direct seeding of rice, in short DSR, there is no nursery, and the seeds are instead directly drilled into the field by a tractor powered machine, and there is no transplantation as well. And water is replaced by real chemical herbicides. This statement is correct. So here water is less used and it save water. However, there are many drawbacks in direct seeding of rice as well. For instance, there is more uses of seeds. So since here both of the statements are correct, so C is the right answer. And farmers have to only level their land in this practice and just give one pre-sowing irrigation, which is called as Rauni. Why this was in news? Because due to shortage of laborers in the period of lockdown in Punjab and Haryana, farmers are now being encouraged to adopt this direct seeding of rice in place of conventional transplanting. And the states which are the largest producer of rice includes West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, and India accounts for the second largest producer of rice after China. Next question now. Consider the following statements about Shanghai Cooperation Organization. See, it is the Eurasian political, economic, and military organization aiming to maintain peace, security, stability in the region. And this Shanghai Cooperation Organization, in short, which is called as SCO, was established in 2001. So here both of the statements are correct again. Remember the year 2001. So here C is the right answer again. And the members, there are total 8 members in SCO, which includes China, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, India, Pakistan, and Uzbekistan. And that is why this body is a Eurasian body, as its members are these Asian countries as well as Russia which also comes into European part, or its western part of Russia comes into Europe. And the observer states of SCO includes Iran, Belarus, Afghanistan, and Mongolia. Remember, Iran, Belarus, Afghanistan, and Mongolia. While the official language of SCO is just Russian and Chinese. See, before 2001, this body was referred to as Shanghai 5. Shanghai, which is a city in China. So it was led by China, that is why it was called as Shanghai 5, and the initiative was formed in 1990s. But after 2001, when Uzbekistan became a member of this body, this organization was referred to as SCO, and India and Pakistan joined this group in 2017 after the Astana Declaration. So originally it had only 5 countries, while Uzbekistan, India and Pakistan joined this group later on. Next question now. Which country topped the Global Energy Transition Index? See, this index has been topped by Sweden. This Global Energy Transition Index benchmarks 115 economies on the current performance of their energy system across the economic development and growth, energy access and security, environmental sustainability. Here, energy access includes how much energy is available and is it adequate and easily accessible to different classes of people. And out of this 115 countries, only 11 have made steady improvement since 2015. And these countries include Argentina, China, India and Italy, who are among the major countries with consistent annual improvements. While the France and the UK, which are ranked as 8th and 7th respectively, are the only G20 countries in the top 10. G20, which is an informal organization of 19 countries and one European Union. And Sweden is followed by Switzerland, which is ranked at 2nd, and Finland, which ranked at 3rd, while India has moved up by 2 positions to rank at 74th. So India, remember the rank, 74th. India has been ranked at 74th, and India has improved at all the parameters. And this World Economic Forum is a non-profit foundation. It was established in the year of 1971 and it is located in Geneva, which is in Switzerland. Next question now. Which country will hold the chair of WHO this year after Japan? So India will chair WHO from May 2020 after the tenure of Japan expires. So here C is the right answer. And India will continue to be chair of WHO for next 3 years. And this comes at a time when WHO is suffering from credibility crisis, and the world, particularly United States, is accusing WHO of its biasness towards China. So there will be huge responsibility on the soldiers of India to set a benchmark or a new benchmark of impartiality and neutrality for a better and a brighter future. And this body was in news because External Affairs Minister has recently participated in a meeting, and that meeting was held on the very same day when US Senate passed an act directing the Secretary of State to frame a strategy to make Taiwan an observer state in WHO. And this meeting included Australia, India, Brazil, Japan, Israel and Republic of Korea. Now let's see some more facts now. See, according to analysis by Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air, for the first time in 4 decades, emissions of toxic carbon dioxide have declined in the country. So what are the reasons behind it? See, CO2 emissions have fell by around 15% in March and expected to fall by 30% in the month of April. And this has been attributed because of economic slowdown in the country, growth of clean energy and the ongoing lockdown. And watch this video where I have explained that why in Italy and Spain have high mortality rate because of COVID-19 disease than countries of Northern European and Scandinavian countries, and how it is related to vitamin D. And don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to this channel, answer the question in the comment section, wait for the upcoming video. Until then, stay at your home, stay safe. Thanks a lot.